Hi everyone, welcome to All Four Queens. I've just done one, but I need to do it again because I've just reshuffled the cards and there's a bit more to it. So I'll cancel that one and I'll do this one. So obviously on the previous one, I posted it to protect myself because obviously it's a real life story and it's what's going on. It's not fictitious. It's true. And obviously people attack you on a spiritual level because you are on a spiritual channel. So just that you know that. And people do attack you on a spiritual level and they do all sorts of things. And obviously the tarot cards help tell us the story. Now, it could be my story in its entirety, but it can also be somebody else's story. So when I say it could be my story, elements of it are, and some of it might be somebody else's story, but I know what I've gone through and you know what you've gone through. So just take it as you see it and fit it to you, but don't make it fit if it doesn't, because obviously that's not what we're here to do. But obviously I was just shuffling the cards and there's a lot going on around me at the minute. So I just want to show you the cards because obviously I'm being attacked by everybody and I really, like, let's face it. And obviously I got run out of my home, my stability, they're blocking me from working and all that sort of stuff. Managed to get back on YouTube, but they blocked that at one point. So hopefully I can start to share my story. And they are messing with the stats, but I want my story out there. I did do a diary as on my journey around trying to figure out where to go and what to do, because you're just sort of like in the abyss, aren't you? And it was in my phone and they were all hacking my phone, so obviously I haven't posted those because they're part of my diary. I did show the part where they were doing loads of witchcraft in the hotel on the video, and but obviously I didn't I haven't posted them yet because I'm not sure if they've used and they've taken them and used AI against them, because these people do crazy things, and obviously they say I'm crazy, but they do some really bizarre things, and obviously the things that they've been doing to me and attacking me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. When you look at around the world and the exposures that are going on with some very senior people in the world and things that they've been involved in, nothing surprises me. I'm not saying that these people are at that level, but who knows? They probably are if they're all in the same gang. Who knows? So anyway, the story goes: the Queen of Pentacles is the devil possessed. I don't know if that's a person that's constantly following me, but Queen of Pentacles can be a woman or a man, remember. And he's now has burdened the King of Swords because of the truth that surrounds me, because they wanted to hold on to the Four of Pentacles. And because I spoke the truth as well on my messages. Now everyone's fighting because they juggled the past. The Knight of Swords rushed in, but the Knight of Pentacles took action. And so I'm only assuming that's the action around my home and around my stability and everything else in the smear campaign, to breadcrumb or to pay people, which is what they've presumably done, to get people to do things. And then they all moved away to calmer waters, away from the Two of Cups, the World Two of Cups, which was a secret. Yeah. Strength. Everyone was waiting for their ships to come in because the Empress was waiting for her ships to come in and she was angry over the Ace of Pentacles, and everyone went within because it was about the karma as well. It wasn't just about money. They steal your karma. So you do all the good work and do the right thing and live a righteous life as best you can, and then people come along and pull the rug from underneath you. You end up at the bottom of the wheel and they end up at the top of the wheel, and they take your blessings. But they don't work for them. So, you know, for me, it's like God makes us work quite hard for our blessings, and we do the right thing by people and by ourselves and work hard. So you want your blessings. So but what I'm saying there is that why my post got stolen? Was there something coming towards me that people just whipped from underneath me? Possibly. And then made me look like I'm a nobody, even though I had a good job, nice house, a car, stability, everything. I had it all. You know, all for what I could afford. Do you know what I mean? And I don't live above my means. I live to what I can afford. So the karma. So that the Knight of Cups abused. Oops, sorry. The Knight of Cups. So the karma, because the Knight of Cups abused to get the karma. But the Emperor, called Judgment, on the Queen of Wands. Now, in the previous one, the Queen of Wands was depicted as me, but there can be many Queen of Wands. And bear in mind, Queen of Wands doesn't have to be a woman; it can be a man, and it can be somebody in his family or somebody that's close to him. So he's called Judgment on the Queen of Wands because he or she created an illusion to block. And obviously, I've been blocked for years. Remember. And that was for years. So all those pentacles, and they ended up with just the one pentacle with lies. Now remember, my story, I had a smear campaign about me, and obviously what I posted a minute ago is just egregious. You know, the things they're trying to do. Now everyone's guarded, or they're blocking, I would say guarded, by the Star, who is the Ten of Pentacles. But remember, they held on to 4. They're blocking the Star's Ten of Pentacles, and they held on to 4. The Knight of Wands took action and celebrated with the third party. Now everyone's in regret. Is it regret, remorse, or is it because everyone knows about it now? And if you look at a previous one, I talk about regret and remorse, but I'm not so sure if it's because they actually are in regret and remorse, because obviously people are still attacking me with voodoo and all sorts of things, so I'm not so sure about that, and then trying to put entities in me to harm me from within. So I don't know about that. But if you look at Hans Willman, he talks about karma, and with karma you get to feel everything you put somebody else through. That's what karma is. You read what you say, but you actually go through the karma, but you also have to feel the pain and suffering that somebody else has gone through. Now, I don't really know how that works if you don't have empathy and you don't have compassion, but I'm assuming that if your life is being turned upside down, then I'm sure you feel it. So I don't know, regret and remorse, because everyone was watching, or they were being watched. The trap and the tower that was created, and bear in mind that was the trap around my home, wasn't it? And it could be the car ritual as well. Was that being filmed? The humiliation ritual and everything went on around my house. I don't know, you know what I mean? It could be anything. But I know that there's obviously people watching me in the hotel, and you know, so I don't know. But everywhere I go, I've got this stalker following me, and they even try and scry through my eyes as well, which is the most insidious thing. A tower over an Ace of Cups, because the Queen of Swords did magic to get the Ace of Cups, and then she created the tower and caused the trap. So the King of Cups, man or woman, is now heartbroken because of Temperance stepping in, or because it was a Temperance angel. Now everyone's stressed because I am of God. No, I don't go out of my way to hurt anybody. We're not here to hurt people, but I'm not here for someone to play a game with my life either. Now everyone's stuck because the cycle's closed. The King of Wands and the Queen of Cups moved forward. Now look at the card, the Police. we all know about the secret police, don't we, being involved, moved forward and still did the magic to create the ending or the betrayal or the unaliving, for want of a better word. But they're out in the cold because the King of Pentacles gave a fishy cup to cause an ending or an unaliving of the lover, so that they could get a victory with justice. Now I'm assuming that must have something to do with my post being stolen, because they just went crazy. I mean, I've never known. It was like a bunch of hyenas just coming at me left, right and centre. So they got some sort of justice, got some sort of victory with justice. But no one's ever spoken to me about any of it. So, and I don't get any posts, I don't get any phone calls, I don't get any text messages, I don't get, you've seen them, I have a message, but there's nothing ever there. So someone's filtering my phones, and obviously taking my car away has made it difficult for me to move around. So, so justice, now everyone's in regret over the death and the transformation. Now bear in mind, I said before, just because these things happen to us, they happened to us, but it's for us really, isn't it? So that you have to keep that in mind. And as much as it's happening to you and it's quite a tense time, there is a reason for it. And I just have to hold on to my faith, that God has got these. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I say that, from my perspective, I didn't have any support in the physical realm, and I'm sure there are some amazing people out there working behind the scenes, but I didn't have any. And even when I reached out, I didn't get any, and I was told that even when they came from my home, I was told I got to have the evidence, because I didn't have cameras. But I lived in a place where I didn't feel I needed cameras, and if that's what the world's come to, then they might have to fund the cameras for everybody to have cameras so that they do the police's job. Just saying. So the death was greed, or it could be the death of the wish fulfillment. So everyone's walked away from the child, and the child then took a leap to work with the Hierophant. Now that is that work with the church or with the Hierophant. Now for me, if it was a church that came for me, they don't have the right to judge me. And if they don't like what I do, then they need to take that up with their relationship with God. And the reason why I say that, if you look at some of my early ones, someone was in my phone, in my laptop, messing around, putting this, Child of Ra and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know what type of institution it was, or church. It could be anyone. It could be a synagogue. It could be anything. It could be a mosque. I don't know. But they went to work with the church. But for me, if you're of God, irrespective of what label you put on it and name you put on it, and someone's a messenger of God, you don't have the right to take God's judgment in your hands. It's God to judge me, and I will take correction from God himself and my ancestors. I don't expect anyone who's of God to come for somebody else who's a messenger of God, and my tarot readings are a gift from God. So if someone doesn't like it, then take that up with God himself. But you don't have the right to be judge and jury on anyone, and especially when it comes to faith, when it comes to being a messenger. We all have our own relationships with God, and he will be the judge and jury, because that's what he is. He's the judge and jury of all of us, and he's the secret keeper as well, irrespective of what name they put on it. So they went and they worked with the institution, church, whatever it is, family, who, now that could be collaborated or investigated, and became aware of the house, or it could be the marriage, because it goes back to the beginning, it could be about my house, or the marriage to the devil, Queen of Pentacles, who has now created the burden for the King of Swords. So she's created the burden, or he's created, because this could be a man or a woman, the burden for the King of Swords because of the truth around me and wanting to hold on to the Four of Pentacles. Remember, the Four of Pentacles out of the stars, Ten of Pentacles, and wanting to hold on to Four of Pentacles. So all this craziness for me, I'm reading that as I've gone through all this because they wanted to hold on to money, and that's probably why my post got stolen. And that's why I've been attacked left, right and centre with all sorts of medical apps, voodoo, smear campaigns, lies, gossip, and like, you know, messing with my car to try and get me to have a car accident and all sorts of stuff. But like I say, no one has the right to be judge and jury, and not by public opinion anyway. And when did it become, when did innocent before proven guilty stop? And not one person has spoken to me about any of this, any of why I became a target, why all this has gone on. But they're very quick to follow me everywhere and do all their stuff that they do. And so many people know about it. So it does make you question, doesn't it? But I have every faith in God, and I am so grateful to the spiritual realm. I'm so grateful to God, Jesus, my ancestors of the light, and the archangels and the higher beings out there. And I know full well that they have some righteous people on the ground working, because I wake up every day. You know, and when I walk around, I have to be careful and watch where I'm going, because people come from nowhere. People come out from nowhere. So I have to be really careful. So I think the whole purpose of the car, maybe they have taken the car, because I was watching another church leader, and he was saying about a car, and that God had told him not to buy the car because he got something better. So I'm holding on to the faith that they stopped me getting the car because they can see what people are trying to do. You know, because when I was in that car last time, they were trying to, I mean, they adapted it, you know, from some humiliation ritual. The second one was adapted, and the person behind the car was definitely trying to get it into the reservation. They were just trying, I was putting my foot on the brake because they were trying to harm me. And obviously with the baneful magic and the apps and everything else they're doing, and if it's some sort of medical program and everything else, I haven't signed up for that. I've never given no consent to any of it. So, you know, but these people do. They go beyond, above and beyond, and they don't look at people as people. They look at people as objects and play games. Now, the other element of that is, have someone decided to target me because they wanted to keep money, but also play God, i.e. test God, because when Jesus on Mount Sinai, he said, do not test the Lord to the devil. And as someone decided to play biblical games and use Job and Joseph as part of their game. But I wouldn't play with God. I saw something the other day that popped up on the phone, and someone had put like a football scoreboard and said, how many times has God lost? 0. And if people are getting karma and they don't like it and they're attacking for that, well then do unto others as you want unto you. Don't put stuff out and think that you can get away with it, because you can't. And you might have friends in high places, but karma is still karma. Karma is energy, and it comes back, and it doesn't matter where you end up, it will find you and it will come back and you will pay it. And those that have delayed it by stealing other people's wheels of fortune, we may have gone through and done your karma, but you still have that karma in your Akashic records to do. So now you've got an IOU of karmic debt. And the more you come and attack me and the collective, the more debt you're creating. Because it's about lessons. You learn your lesson, you move on, and you don't repeat the same lesson. So whatever this battle is, it's not with me. It's now with powers of be, and hopefully the righteous people on the ground who actually take an oath to do their job and do it very well. And for those, I am very grateful and very honoured that they are. They are out there, because I do believe they are, especially when you look around at what's happening in the world. You know, and I said on one of my readings, that I was standing in the street and everything was blowing up. And then on the other one, I said one person's ego brought everyone into karma. So, you know, I think it's, you know, we're not here to harm people, and we're certainly not here to make judgment on people. And when I called judgment, I didn't make the judgment, I just called judgment, just put a stop to it. God does the judgment on what people have put out, and he will test their hearts. So I think people need to understand how that works and understand scripture a little bit, because no one has the right to put judgment on me for telling the truth, because that's what God stands for, the truth and righteousness. And no one has the right to play karma games, play with people's lives. It's not what we're here for. We're here to look after people and protect people and treat people as we want to be treated. So another one from me. Hope it makes sense, and I love yous and leave yous, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.